Hello and welcome to the Latte Firm for a quick reaction video on Arsenal beating Liverpool today at the Emirates by 3-1. My God, it feels so good to be sat here in front of you guys talking about another victory and win such a massive game against such a massive team and at such an important point in the season. We've got lots to talk about, so we're going to get stuck straight in. If you're tuning in for the first time, please do subscribe to the channel. Lots of contents like this to come in the second half of the season. And get involved in the chat. Let me know what you thought of today's game, Arteta, the celebrations, the goals, the win. There's so much to talk about. Before we went into the game, I guess it was probably a must-win match for Arsenal in case we had any chance of doing something in this year's title race. You know, we would have known deep down that this was a game against the league leaders. Liverpool have been flying, one defeat this season alone. And had we have lost today, they would have been 8 points clear. So it was a gargantuan fixture for Arsenal. If we've got any chance of doing anything in this title race, we had to win it. And let's start with the team news that broke, courtesy of Arsenal.com, as you can see on screen. The Gunners slap Liverpool. Feels so good to say that. David Raya in goal. Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel and Zinchenko, who, of course, was taken off at half-time, I think, due to injury. Midfield three of Declan Rice, Jorginho coming into play alongside captain Martin Odegaard, with Saka, Martinelli out wide, and Kai Havertz in up top. The subs bench, Ramsdale, Cedric, Walters, Kivior, who came on at half-time, El Neni, Smith Rowe, Nelson, Trossard, who grabbed our third, and Eddie Nketiah on the bench. Look, as team news goes, that's probably as best as we could have gone. We know that Jesus was rumoured to be out sort of from late last night, early this morning. He was pictured on that sort of team walk before the game, but didn't quite make it. That midfield three, Jorginho, Odegaard and Rice, that was the midfield three that started against Manchester City at the Emirates when we played them so early on in the season. And it worked really well. In fact, I've been saying on this channel for the last couple of weeks, the more I see Jorginho play alongside Rice and Odegaard, the more comfortable, confident I feel. And I was a bit nervous. I thought, Liverpool are pressing monsters. They play with such a ferocious intensity. Maybe the game would have gone past him, but Jorginho was outstanding today. The game went through him. He's so composed, so calm, so intelligent, so experienced that, he brings his wisdom into games like this, and he won the ball in clever moments. He won us time in good moments, and just a good player, recycling machine. So really pleased to see that. David Raya, I thought, played well. Always kept looking for the early break to Gabby Martinelli because Trent was so advanced forward. Trent, I think, came off for a tactical substitution from Klopp in the end. I thought Martinelli had a really good day against him. White, Saliba, Gabriel, we know. Zinchenko, of course, taken off at halftime. Not sure what the issue was. Kivior came on, missed a golden chance in that second half. But listen, there's something about a flat back four and going into that sort of 4-2-3-1 that I quite like. When Zinchenko's not dicking about in midfield and being a bit of a hipster, it's nice to have a flat back four. And with Tomiyasu, of course, coming back now into the camp, maybe he'll get a game or two in the next few that we've got. And it's West Ham away and Burnley away that come up next. Up front, Saka and Martinelli did the job. We'll talk about the goals in just a second. But Kai Havertz, I thought, had a great game as well. He's quite a languid sort of character, 6'3", 6'4", very lean, doesn't really sort of put himself about much. And of course, coming up against Van Dijk and Konate, who are two monsters as defenders. But Havertz gave them a runaround. Havertz was making clever runs, finding space in between the lines time and time again, running in behind. Broke through, of course, for that shot that was parried by Alisson for Saka to score our first goal. But Havertz was really causing them trouble. He had Konate twerking towards the second half of that game. And of course, Konate saw the red, which meant that he left the pitch early. We got off to a really good start, and Saka and Martinelli at it again. This time, Saks on our right-hand side. As I said, Odegaard with a really clever flick ball through. Havertz, alert, aware, went through. When he didn't finish, when Alisson made the save, I thought, oh no, what a shame. That chance is gone. But the ball fell to Bukayo Saka, reacted quickly, one touch, smashed it into the back of the net, and 1-0 after, 14, 15 minutes. Fantastic. We were so dominant in that first half. So dominant. We had an XG of 2.1 at halftime compared to Liverpool's 0.1. In fact, Liverpool had 0 shots on goal, yet somehow they went in level. And it was, I thought it looked like good defending from William Saliba, who was holding off Diaz so well. I thought from behind the goal that he was waiting for Raya to come and sort of just claim the ball or to fall on top of the ball, and like so many goalkeepers do. Raya seemed a bit hesitant. Saliba, for whatever reason, didn't clear it away or knock it out for a throw or a corner. And in the end, Diaz has just sort of worked his way around, poked the ball across, and it didn't fall to a Liverpool player. It hits Gabriel as he's turning on the hand and rolls into the net. And of course, we can't have any complaints with that. Liverpool wheel away to the corner flag, celebrating it as if, it was a fantastic moment. And of course, it was just before half time, changes the momentum of the game. There was me thinking, right, we're going at half time, 1-0 up, good team talk, come out second half and go. But it was Liverpool who got that goal before the break, and that would have completely changed the landscape in terms of team talk. And I got to be honest, in the second half, Liverpool came out flying. That first 5-10 minutes of that second half, it was like we were still left back in the dressing room. And they were knocking on that door, and I thought, oh God, this is going to be one of those days where you just see the net ripple from the opposite end, and the Liverpool fans going mad. And Liverpool fans very quiet today. You were humbled today, but very, very quiet. Maybe the emotions of Klopp leaving is finally getting to them. But luckily, we rode out that storm. We didn't concede, and then a very fortuitous goal. And even though we were dominant, we had more than double the shots on target, 15 odd shots on goal today. We were absolutely dominant. The highest XG that Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool have conceded in the Premier League. Think about that for a moment. They even lost 7-2 away at Villa. Yet that day, the XG was less than what it was for Arsenal today. Phenomenal performance, but it was a fortuitous moment. The ball comes up, and Van Dijk, who just moments earlier had a bit of a row with a ball girl. Ponytail twat. Van Dijk, that is, of course. We got our just desserts because the ball bounced. There was a huge mix-up. Van Dijk in the air, trying to tussle Martinelli away. Alisson's come out trying to kick it, and it's just rolled to Martinelli, who just slots it home in front of the watching North Bank, and then it was euphoric scenes in the North Bank. I've not celebrated like that for a long time. I think Yembele at one point was in a headlock getting choked, but just phenomenal celebrations. And even at 2-1, you're thinking, right, 15-ish, 20 minutes to go. The ref, who I thought was appalling today, was going to probably add 6, 7, 8 minutes injury time. And Liverpool were looking dangerous, and they even went for it. Thiago came on. They had at one stage just Robertson and Van Dijk at the back because Konate got sent off, and they were really trying to get that pressure. And then a moment of genius. I mean, the ball breaks to Trossard, who's got so much to do. He's deep inside, maybe inside. I think he was just inside the Liverpool half, actually. He might not have been deep inside his own half. Picks up the ball, bit of trickery on the flank, races away, races through. And I'm watching from behind the goal thinking he's getting closer and closer and closer. And from the tightest of angles, from the cutest of angles, smashes it home bottom corner. And I think it took a deflection off Van Dijk. I haven't seen any of the highlights yet. I'm really sorry. I've just come off the post-match phone-in on Twitter, which of course you can download as an audio on Apple and Spotify. Get involved. Hear what Arsenal fans had to say after a jubilant day. But Trossard, who I thought had a magnificent 20 minutes against Nottingham Forest when he came on off the bench earlier in the week. We talked about that in the quick reaction video in the week. He was so intelligent. His ball control is fantastic. He was taking the ball into clever spaces and slowing the ball down for us that night. Tonight, he was a real outlet. And he's quick, really quick against a tired Liverpool team, of course. He came on, found himself in space, beat his man, ran into the box, maybe did Alisson with the eyes, and he smashed it home. And what an ice cold celebration. Look at it, the bottom right picture there, sort of looking at the Arsenal fans before giving it the whole. I mean, wow. And at that moment, the Emirates has gone wild, absolutely wild. And I wish I could just bottle up those moments of euphoria. And, every time you feel down in life or, a few weeks after a moment like this, you kind of open up the bottle and just have that fix. It's such a special feeling to be in the ground and in the stadium on days like this, after wins like this and performances like this. And I guess that kind of brings me on to the post-match celebrations. I mean, we won the game. Lots has been made of the way Arteta celebrated along the touchline. Listen, it was Jurgen Klopp who was on the pitch in that Merseyside derby. Arteta was just running up and down the touchline, and it meant so much to him. Look at his face. The way the Arsenal boys celebrated and this sort of, lap of honour, if you like, or lap of appreciation. Martin Odegaard taking the camera off the club photographer and taking photos of him in front of the goal. I know Sky pundits have ripped into Arsenal for that, but we're going to enjoy today. We are going to enjoy today because this was a statement victory. It was probably the biggest moment of our season so far, given the price of failure and the reward of success that we're still in this race. It's still very much a three-way race. I think we've blown the title race wide open. And I think We have basically, banished the demons, and I think we've made a real statement today. We have beaten Liverpool comprehensively. 9 times more XG today for Arsenal than it was for Liverpool. The highest XG that Liverpool have conceded under Jurgen Klopp. And we continue to go from strength to strength. I mean, it's a fabulous feeling. I love supporting this club. I have no idea how this season's going to end up. Are we in the title race? Yes. Are we going to win it? I don't know. Can we win it? Yeah, maybe. If everything goes well for us, I think it's time to rule out Thomas Partey, but we've got Yuri and Timber coming back. Jorginho, if we can get a tune out of him for the next 15 games in central midfield, then maybe Havertz and Jesus can split the game time up top and somehow carry us through. I don't know. But today, we beat Liverpool at our place and convincingly. It was easy work in the end. They couldn't lay a finger. Men against boys. Fabulous. Fabulous. So on we go. A great victory, great day. Let me know what you think. I mean, my man of the match has got to be Jorginho. I think he was absolutely fantastic. Trossard came on, fantastic. Declan Rice, Gabriel Magalhaes. What a performance from him. Warrior. I like what I see, ladies and gents, boys and girls. I like what I see. It's West Ham United away next. So have a great week. Until next time. Bye for now.